Yes, we're going to just
Oh, we're
right
open.
there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait. But before we do, we have to roll out the red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
We're so bad.
I can't believe you did this.
Did you expect anything less? There. And wait, one more thing. Only royal treatment for my sister.
500, 518
Oh, should we put it on the ball head?
Do you want to? That's cool. Speaking of the last one, so since this is my last chemo, when will the port come out?
That will be up to the doctors and you. You
Okay.
guys will kind of discuss, you know, what's to come, labs and things like that, future appointments, and it's really up to you guys.
Wow. What just happened was Sarah put the drip for the docetaxel, and it hit me. You know, and I don't know where this is coming from, but it hit me. This is truly, knock on wood, my last chemo treatment. And why I'm feeling sad, I guess you wouldn't expect that you would. It should be a day of celebration, and it is. But obviously, you see, there's this huge emotional part of me that, again, gets, this is cancer. It's real. And I've been through 6 chemo treatments. And I won't be coming here every 3 weeks anymore. I won't have that reassurance each time I come in that I'm good. I won't have, certainly I have follow-up, but I won't have the intense kind of support or being surrounded by people who understand this disease and know what's needed to beat it. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to be at an end. And then I think a part of the emotions is this, probably too, this last cycle really was a tough one. I was exhausted. I now truly understand the phrase bone tired. And the emotions, the melancholy feeling, that was present. Chemo again won this round. As I tell you about my journey, I can't honestly just tell you about the good days, and there have been many, and still overall, I am absolutely amazed that going through chemo is so much better than I ever dreamed of. But there's a reality to it, and you're seeing it. But you need to know that too, if ever you're faced with making the choice. And should you be there, let me just share this from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have the family. I hope you have the friends. I hope you have the healthcare providers that walk with you every step of the way and embrace you every step of the way like I have had. Because you too will get through it and get beyond it, and in a way you never thought imaginable, in ways that will change you for the better and give your life true blessings. I wish that for you if you're ever in my shoes, having to take a journey like I've had to take in these last 6 months. It's been, 6 weeks, I think, since I last sat before you. And that was after my 6th chemo treatment. And I look back at that day, and I'm still amazed at the emotional response I had to that last treatment, when it should have been a moment, I think, of feeling quite happy because I was done with, but it didn't feel that way, as I said, because I felt I was moving on from a place of pretty constant monitoring to radiation and then to be on my own. It's so wonderful to come before you today and say those fears, as has been the case from the get-go with this diagnosis, simply had really no basis. Here's why. After the chemo, I started radiation and was in the exceptional hands with the radiation radiologists in the team here at Mayo. I went through 20 treatments. What we chose to do instead of the more traditional 6 weeks was a shorter period with more intense dosages. And that is based upon the research, is an effective approach, and for me just worked out better. Radiation was not what I expected either. It was completely painless. I did have some reaction. The hair follicles reacted, but even that, I was aware in advance that that might happen. It happened. It hasn't slowed me down. In fact, what I would do is I would go to work and then go to radiation. I had them schedule it later in the afternoon, and then I could go home. And so what I did was really focus on treatment after chemo, after radiation. And rather than treatment being only in the hands of the oncologist and only in the hands of the radiologists and their staff, I view treatment as my responsibility and something I can do for myself. And by ongoing treatment now, I'm focused on the nutritional aspects that Dr. Norfelt talked about, the physical aspects, and every day I treat myself in many ways. I treat myself to life. I treat myself to nutrition and self-care that's going to make me not just a survivor today, but 20, 30, 40 years from now. And nothing ended. Everything began. And all it took for me was to let go of some thoughts that I had with respect to cancer treatment and change those to, I am very much a part of this. And ultimately, as Dr. Norfelt spoke to, ultimately the success really is in large part in my hands, and I'm listening, taking action, and that just feels good. I'm back in control of my life again.